What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Stranger Things The Void series Vecna, or Big Vec. Y'all might hear me call him that throughout the review. If so, just ignore it. But yeah, this is one I am very excited for because I absolutely love Stranger Things. Season 4 was just beautiful from beginning to end, except for one minor problem I had. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Let's go ahead and get into the figure, starting off with the sexy packaging. Now for the packaging, it is the same thing we've been seeing with all of the figures from this line. I haven't collected any of the other ones. They just didn't really look all that appealing to me. But this guy looked dope. You got the black with not a whole lot going on. You got some line work in there. It says Netflix at the top, Stranger Things Void series. Warnings, advertisement, Bandai, Vecna at the bottom, Stranger Things The Void series at the top. Legal stuff on the bottom. Nothing on the sides except for Stranger Things. I guess this 6 right here stands for 6th in the wave. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever. And then on the back, you've got Vecna, where he's supposed to be summoning his vines and tapping into his abilities or whatever. I forget what it's called, but I don't know why he didn't come with any tendrils or anything like that. But whatever, we'll get into that in just a sec. Let's go ahead and bust this figure open because I'm pretty excited to talk about this one. Now, straight out of the packaging, I gotta say that this Big Vec looks hella dope, man. It really looks like he came straight out of the series, and that's saying a lot considering how some of the other figures from this line look. They absolutely look atrocious, and I've seen, I think, all of them. But this guy right here, this is without a doubt the best one. Now, I do have some issues with mine. One of them you probably already noticed, but I'll talk about that once we look at him up close. But first off, I just want to say sculpt work and detail on this guy, it is all there. They use several different variations of color when it comes to painting this guy. There's browns, there's pinks, there's hints of black, gray, all of it is there. And man, this thing just looks really damn good. And the sculpt work, all the lines, the detail, it's like a hard sculpt where it needs to be and then soft sculpt where it needs to be in other places, yo. They did an outstanding job. And I made sure to look up some images of this guy before I even did this review because, you know, Stranger Things is pretty dark. But I saw some behind the scenes images of the actor in the chair where they were getting him all set up. And this just, it literally looks like him. So this is super, super dope, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look so I can show you guys some of that detail up close. Now, taking an up-close look at this guy, that face screams pure evil. If it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you because this dude just looks like a sinister villain. And my first issue I have with this guy, so far the only one, is the paint chip on the forehead. Like, yo, I can't even hide that, man. Granted, you could argue it could be some of the gray paint that's on the body, like it looks like there's a little chip right here. But on the forehead, like right at the forefront, yo, I can't even hide that, man. I'd be okay if it was back here, but my boy looked like he got some dreads. But still, like, as you can see, there's a black spot right there. That's not a bother to me. There's a black spot right there. That's not a bother. But right here on the forehead, yo, that is so lame, man. So lame. But other than that, everything else looks good, man. This dude is painted in so many different colors. I'm not sure what all is being picked up, but you can see like some metallic red right there. It looks like there's blood on this dude. And I mean he got burned alive, but still, like, you can see it on this arm also. That looks like it's blood, like, trailing down his arm. But then you got the pink from the skin. You've got different browns. You got some blacks, some grays. Like, I really feel like they probably went in and painted this figure a solid 10, 20 times before they were through with it. And even the joints. This is one thing that caught me off guard. The joints have like a black wash on them and everything, and they look like they flow right into the paint of this guy. That just looks so good. You got some more of that detailing on his face. My boy with the dreads, of course, the back of him, just all kinds of wrinkles, man. This dude was sculpted so damn good, yo. So good. And then the feet, my boy got the Sasquatch feet, yo. It looked like he only got 4 toes on this one. They forgot to sculpt a toe. Maybe he lost a toe. I don't know. We ain't finna talk about his feet. But yeah, this thing looks good, man. And then even this hand, yo. My boy got the I don't know, like a werewolf type hand. Yo, this is the one where he's like about to touch you, and I wouldn't let him touch me, but he was putting his hands on people in the series. But this thing just looks good, man. Detail, paintwork, everything is so amazing. If I didn't have this paint splotch right here, I would give detail and paintwork a solid 10 out of 10, yo. So because of this, I got to give it an 8 because that really knocks some points off. Like, I hate that, bro. Hate that so much. Now, to the top of his head, our boy Big Vec stands right at about 6.5 inches, so he is definitely pretty tall. Actually, he's a little bit closer to 7. I take that back. So that's good. I think he should be tall. I don't know what the rest of the figures in this line stand, but yeah, I think he is a pretty good size. Now, moving on to the articulation, Big Vec does not look up at all, and it's because the head is basically sculpted right down into the back of the neck. So if you try to get him to look up, he's not going to do anything. He looks down only about that much, which I wouldn't even consider that looking down because nothing happened. He does get a little bit of tilt, not a whole lot. That's about it. Actually, you can get it about that much, but I mean, and he kind of makes that look sometimes, so that's kind of cool, I think. As far as the arms go, they are weirdly designed. It's on a double ball peg, so, and I pulled that off on purpose to show you guys. There's no butterfly joint in there, so you just kind of peg the arm right back in there, and it's kind of weird too. I'm kind of glad that I'm showing it this way, but it's, you gotta angle it the right way to get it to stay on. But they go up and out only about that much before they pop off. You can rotate them around to get them to go higher. So basically he does have a swivel right there. Now as far as the elbows, they are on a single joint. That's about as much as you're going to get the bend. The wrists though move a lot better than I thought they would. I'm trying to see if these can be pulled off, but I guess not. I don't want to break anything. But yeah, the hands move very freaking well, as you guys can see. He can move his hands however you want him to. So that's dope. And then you can get them to sit flush also. Now, diaphragm joint. As you can see, this boy can rock, man. Back, no problem, but you will get a gap. Forward, no problem. And then at the waist, he can turn like crazy. Yo, this guy is super mobile. So if you want to get him looking down at them kids that he about to murder, he can totally do it. Or if you want to get him looking up at them kids that he's about to murder, he can totally do it. This guy is no joke, man. And let me stop making jokes about him murdering, you know. Because of the state of the world, I'm going to stop saying that. But y'all guys know what I mean if you watch the series. Now, for the legs, I thought this was on a drop-down method, but it's not. So you can get him to kick forward about that much. I mean, not that you really need him to kick, because, I mean, who he kicking? But the legs can go out about that much. Actually, they are on a drop-down. I see it now. So if you pull it out, you can get him to kick a little bit further. So that's dope. But once again, who's he kicking? So yeah, you can get them to go out. He does have a single bend at the knee. That's where it kind of looks ugly, but I mean, what could you do about that? They had to sculpt the joint somehow, so I'm fine with this. And I'm glad that they didn't go with the double joint for once, because it completely would have broken up this magnificent sculpt. Now, as far as the foot, it goes down about that much, up about that much. Not too much ankle rocker, but it is there. It is helpful. And then he does have a toe hinge. So if you want to get him kind of like posed out, like he's ready to go to war or something, you can do it. Like you can get him in those menacing poses where it's like, Max, or whatever. I'm coming for you. I forgot how he talks. But yeah, I mean, you can get him in fighting stances if you want to. You can get him like swinging the claw, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. I like this thing a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. And that neck actually moves better than I thought it would too. So yeah, if you want to get him swinging, you can do it. You can totally get this boy going to war if you want to. So yeah, articulation wise, this is really dang good, man. I think this is better than I thought it was going to be and worth the money. Now moving on to accessories, this is where this figure takes a nosedive for me. He comes with absolutely no accessories, which I think is just ridiculous. Now, I don't know if any other figures in this line come with accessories. I don't remember. I'll have to look those up. But This guy should have at least came with some tendrils and maybe at least one alternate hand. I don't think he made a fist in the series, but I'd be totally fine with a fist for this hand and maybe a new fist for this hand. No different facial expressions. He was pretty neutral the whole time, but no tendrils. That really just throws me off because this dude was completely controlling the upside down, yo, with all those crazy things that he was doing, those strange things, no pun intended. But yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Can't do anything about it, but it totally sucks. Now, moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to my favorite horror character of all time. Don't ask me why. It is the 2017 version of Pennywise, and we do have three different versions. We do have the NECA on the far left, the Mezco in the middle, and the Metacom toy on the far right. And it's funny because I hate Vecna sometimes for what he does, but then I realize Pennywise has been doing the same thing, except a whole lot longer. So, I don't know. It's definitely contradictory, but I do like Pennywise more than Vecna. But Vecna has grown on me. I think my real reason for hating Vecna is because of the possibility that he might have killed Max. If Max is dead, I swear, yo, I'm going to be in season 5. Now, next up, here he is standing next to three figures that were a PITA to get to stand. We have him standing next to the NECA Ghostface and two of the McFarlane Toys Harry Potter figures. Now, I do wish that Vecna was a little bit taller so I could pose him with the Harry Potter stuff, but I mean, still, it is what it is. Now, speaking of Harry Potter, this line got evaporated like rainwater on a 100-degree day. That's crazy, but I think that these look good. They just suck at standing. Now, if you know me, then you guys already know 9 times out of 10, this guy is going to be getting used as a curse or something in some of my photos for my Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. I might even use him as a demon for my Demon Slayer stuff. Who knows? But here he is standing next to some of the Jujutsu Kaisen figures. We do have him standing next to the Figma Yuji Itadori and the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Gojo and the SH Figuarts Queen Kugisaki. And last but not least, here he is standing next to a DC Icons Rebirth Batman. We have him standing next to the Jazzwares Fortnite Raven, and I had to do that because the new Fortnite season starts today. And of course, a Marvel Legends Carnage, which is the best Carnage we've gotten from Marvel Legends. So for my final thoughts on this guy, I gotta say, this is one that I highly recommend picking up. I enjoy this thing so much more than I thought I was going to, honestly. Really, initially, I planned on picking this up just to use as a background character for some shots, or maybe just to review and then get rid of it. But actually, I want to keep this guy in my collection because of how much fun it is. I am definitely going to have to buy another one because that paint splotch on the head is just going to drive me nuts. But other than that, this thing is... it's perfect. I hate the fact that he didn't come with accessories, but I'm not going to fault them for that because I don't think that this line typically comes with any accessories anyway. If it does, then of course I'll dock a few points for that. But overall, when it comes to sculpting, the detail, the articulation, I feel like for 30 bucks, this is everything you could ask for a big Vec figure, or Vecna. I'm just going to call him Vecna. But this thing's just dope, man. If you are a fan of Stranger Things Season 4, if you are a fan of Stranger Things in general, if you have the other figures, there's no reason for you to pass on this guy. This kind of makes me want to double back and get some of the others, but I know that they are expensive. And I'm talking about like Demogorgon and stuff. I really don't want any of the main characters. Those just don't look good to me. But I do hope that in the future, they do make some better versions that I can throw with this guy because, man, I love this thing a whole lot. But I know just Max better not be dead. Anyway, let me get him out of the way because he's not who we're focused on. But overall, that is my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye. Stay away from clock sounds.